Peace and Black Power, family. Just a reminder, don't forget April 27th, my beloved brother Polite and New Covenant will be hosting the first annual UFO conference for melanated people alongside Reverend Phil Valentine and Dr. Delbert Blair. This will be powerful and one not to miss, family. Peace and Black Power.
We have seen, groups of people come together that we've been bringing together. Like the Hebrew brothers, the Hebrew community. When have you seen them sit down with, anybody and have a meaningful discourse? What have you seen, people from the Moorish community sit down with people from the Kemetic community? We just don't, we haven't had that. And I think that's one of the real positive things that's coming out of these debates. We get a lot of criticism about putting on these debates. People confuse the way we promote them to what we actually trying to do. You understand? People see the promotion on the debates and think it's divisive and they don't show up. But then everybody that comes to debates, they realize how unifying it is actually. Because like I told my brother Tazariak, until we had him with Brother Polite, I really didn't know much about his community. I assumed all the different groups that I saw were saying the same thing and preaching the same thing. And I really didn't listen to their message because, for me, the way it was being delivered, I couldn't resonate. But once I sat down and spoke to the brothers and heard them and heard them and heard their platform, then I realized, well, I got more in common with them than I thought I had in common with them. So, and without having these debates, I would have never known that. I would have seen the brothers on the street and just kept right on walking. I wouldn't have known that these brothers was for Black Power. You understand? I would have just thought they was, and I'm going to keep it 100. I would have just thought they were some crazy fanatics that just got off on shouting at people and things like that. But, as a result of these forums, I have a much greater understanding of what they're talking about. And like I said, I realized that we have more in common with these brothers than I originally thought. Thank you. Same with the Moorish community. I used to listen to the brothers speak, and I just used to didn't buy some of the stuff they were saying. Based on my experience, some of the things they were saying just didn't, like I said, didn't resonate with me. It didn't, how can I say? It didn't pass the sniff test. Some of the stuff they were telling me, I was like, man, that had that. You know what I'm saying? That ain't true. If that was true, then this and then this and then that and then that. But then after I looked behind the curtain, and I did a little bit more research, and I spoke to some brothers that really understood. See, what happens a lot of times is, we run into people, and I was having this conversation with one of the brothers out here. We run into people who join a community, and right away they feel they have to be experts on the knowledge of that community. So when they come in contact with people and they start to describe their culture and what they're about, and they can't answer certain questions, they start freestyling and giving them information that's just not true, so then that's a turn on. When it's okay to say, brother, I don't know the answer to that question. I'm still a student in this. If you write that question down, I'll get back to you. You know what I'm saying? People come up to me all the time and start asking me questions about Asar, Severu, and this dynasty and that dynasty, and I'm quick to say, man, I don't know. I don't know. But we can find out. I can point you to somebody who knows. You understand? So, we just have to be mindful of that. When you're in a community, it's okay to say you don't know. Nobody expects you to be an expert on the culture. What we have going on here tonight is a discussion between representatives of the ISUPK and our brother Ali Muhammad, who represents the ISIS community.
Dr. Ali Muhammad.
Excuse me. Dr. Ali Muhammad. I'm gonna tell you something funny though. My man Sarnetta here, House of Consciousness, when we was first coming up, he is like the ultimate promoter. This brother here is the ultimate promoter.
That's right.
He would find brothers that had knowledge on the subject, but nobody knew who they were. So Sarnetta used to give them titles. Sarnetta was good. We got more PhDs in this community thanks to Sarnetta than any of these medical schools could have put out. But we have brother Dr. Ali Muhammad from the ISIS community, and we're going to have a pre-discussion to the debate that's coming up on the Bible and the Quran, which is better for black people, and where do these books come from. Now this is important because these two books, the Quran and the Bible, they've been in conflict for thousands of years. People have been at conflict, at war, behind which one of these books is right for humanity. Still at war about which one of these books represent the true word of God and what the individual ethnic groups should get out of these books. But before we get into that, where's my brother Cesario? We have a brother, Officer Cesario, from the ISUPK community. He's going to come up and give us a few brief words. I'm going to come back on, tell you what the program and how we're going to rock this thing tonight, and we're going to get it in, okay? So right now, I want everybody to give a round of applause for my brother, Officer Cesario from ISUPK.
I'd like to say shalom to the people. I appreciate y'all
Shalom,
coming out for this event, which I think is very important. If y'all noticed from the last debate that was done by ISUPK, the main thing we wanted to do was give something to the people that just wasn't for entertainment purposes. You know, that just wasn't about singing and dancing. It was really genuinely about bringing information to the people so that they can wake up. When you see the conditions of our people, there's no one more destroyed than black, Hispanics, and Native Americans. When you look at Harlem today, Harlem is right now currently run more by white people than by us. When 40 years ago that wasn't the case. The reason why it is because we're following all these many different customs and cultures that we should not. Christianity being one of them, Islam being one of them, Egyptology being one of them, and y'all may say being an Israelite, maybe one of them. So the purpose of debates like these is to try to eliminate what we should not be following. And let's get back to our violent culture, which is why we have Dr. Ali Muhammad, as he calls himself, and we have Officer Sakakor from ISUPK. So Lord, allow the truth allowed to be able to come out, and it's really just the information. So the purpose of this debate is Dr. Ali Muhammad from a Muslim standpoint, so he should be able to go into his Quran and give us our culture, give us our identity, give us our background. We come from a Hebrew culture, or Israelite culture. Hebrew being the language, Israelite being our nationality. So we come from an Israelite culture. So we should be able to give you our culture, our identity. Now, if he's able to prove that the Quran is better, then we should throw the Bible in the garbage, straight up. If we're able to prove that the Bible is better, then the Quran should be thrown into the garbage. Our people have to stop following every false doctrine under the sun. Whether you want to be a Christian, Muslim, Buddhist, you ask all the people in here, we're all going to have different things that we follow, different customs that we follow. So the purpose of this, I don't want to take up too much time. The purpose of this is for these two brothers. Say again? Time? Yeah, it's time. Yeah, that's right. The purpose of this is for the brothers to come up here, present their information for the people, and for y'all to be able to understand that we are Israelites, according to the Bible, Tanakh, Torah, and you'll find that out. That's all. Shalom. Shalom.
Okay, so this is the new format that we're gonna have tonight. Now remember, this is just a precursor to the debate. So the brothers aren't gonna be debating tonight. They're gonna give you their platform, we're gonna have a couple of questions back and forth between the participants, then we're gonna open it up for questions in the audience. Each brother's gonna come up and give like a 2 to 3, 4-minute presentation on his platform. And each participant has submitted 5 questions to me that I will ask them. And then we'll get questions from the audience.